What's up? A bit Spursy watcher or listener. My name's Barney.
My name's Dan.
And we're here for another glorious episode of A Bit Spursy, a podcast that looks at the club from all angles, even upskirt.
That's where we're starting today?
Yeah. Someone said that the other week on our Discord, they were like, oh, it was great to listen to you guys, have a fun take on the game against Chelsea. So I'm just trying to bring that energy straight in, right?
Yeah. That upskirt energy. I'm just caught so off guard by that. But all right, if that's the energy
There's
we're
more
going with
coming.
today.
There's more coming.
There's more coming?
Yeah.
Barney, you're unleashed today.
Yeah, I'm going crazy.
I feel like this is a bit Spursy unfiltered.
Unfiltered. That's right. All the other ones have been very filtered.
Yeah.
This one, the filter's gone.
The true Barney gets to come out now.
Exactly.
Does this represent the state of feeling around Spurs at the moment?
Yep. That's exactly how I feel. This is how I feel. Cavalier. Cowboy-esque.
Yeah.
I don't give a, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. frankly, my Dan, I don't give a damn.
Yeah. This is, I think it's a feeling that a lot of people are having at the moment, which is understandable.
Yeah. How do you feel?
I feel okay. Time to digest since the game, because it's been, like 5 days?
Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm feeling less unfiltered, but who knows? Some opinions might come out. Should we talk about the game?
Yes.
Probably don't really want to too much, but started very well, finished really bad. Next topic.
I guess it was kind of like, this was, as much as Chelsea we just had less players, whether this time we had the replacements. And to me, it was kind of like if you replaced, like if you had the Avengers, right? You had the Avengers and they need to save the world. And then, like, Iron Man got sick. He's got food poisoning. Thor, he's got family stuff he's got to do. They've got excuses. And so then you have to bring in some people to replace them, and you choose, like, Harold Bishop from Neighbours. Yeah. Pauline Hanson. Who else?
What other, like, sub-Australian icons?
My next one was going to get Susan Boyle in there. Like, all the people that just, they're living their lives. Harold and Susan especially. Not Susan from Neighbours, Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. That's a plot twist we didn't see coming. And the Neighbours reboot. That's rebooted now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. It's currently being rebooted, or it's on, maybe.
Yeah.
It's being made by Amazon, but I think it's still on 10.
Okay. Because there was such a big thing when that went off air. And, like, everyone who's on the show was like, oh, what lovely memories I had, and 30 years or whatever it was. And then it was like a month later, it's like, and it's back on again.
Hell yeah. Yep. It can never die. It can never die. So it was kind of like that. Like, it was pretty stanky. Yeah,
pretty stanky. There's been quite a lot of backlash to, your Højbjergs, your Diers, which I found kind of interesting because, like, they didn't have great games, but it's a lot to, like, not play, especially Dier's case, and then come in at the center of defense in a high pressing team.
Yeah.
I don't know if the criticism is fair. Like, we kind of know that he's not suited for this system. But I've just seen a lot of hatred online towards
him.
Yeah.
Why? He didn't do anything. I mean, he didn't play well, but he was never going to play well, as you said. It's not going to.
Yeah, but I think some people, like, really held him accountable for the second goal that Wolves scored.
Oh.
And got stuck in.
Because
we've got little screenshots here. Lamina.
Yeah.
Breaks forward. Breaks through the lines.
Yeah.
And
Dier tries to play him offside.
Dier tries to play him offside.
Yeah.
But I think that's like what you just said. Dier tries to play him offside. That's what happened. It wasn't this thing. Everyone's like, Dier ball watching.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, he's rubbish. He can't do anything. But I think it's just like a defense that doesn't play together.
Yeah. So he's going, all right, boys, offside. And then everyone else is like, what?
All right, everyone step up.
Yeah.
It reminded me like back playing like amateur, very, very, very amateur football. And you'd always have like one centre back on the team who was like a bit of a nutter. And they'd just be like, right, press up. And then if you were playing, you'd be like, oh, God. And like sprinting to press up and then like dropping back. And then like, come on, line. And you're just like, oh, it was just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, right. Okay. What? So they're just yelling random things. Well, not random things, yelling things, instructions that mean that you got to run a lot. Is that?
Yeah, they mean you got to run a lot and follow their directions. And
right. Because if you don't, then.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be. If they're like, push up. And you're like, no. Can't really do that.
I want to sit back.
Yeah. No, thanks. I suppose then they. Yeah. Maybe that's what happened here.
That's what happened here. So. Yeah, how much do we want to talk about the game? Like, it feels, it happened a little while ago, and it just feels like the whole thing was a little bit drab. There was not much to take from it. We had basically our whole spine of the team was out.
Mm-hmm.
We've now got Basuma out for the next one as well.
Really?
Oh,
yellow card.
You got a yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked ass. I also think that, like, if you want to, breakdown of what happened, listen to the Extra Inch. They do a really good breakdown of it. They go through it. It's really great.
Yeah.
We're not gonna, if we're going to try and do that, it's not going to be as good as them because we haven't done any of the work. We're going to be just... So, yeah, it was shit.
Well, it's like tactically, they will give a breakdown of like why the players aren't suited, this, that, and everything else. And it's like, yeah, we all know that. It's like they're not super suited to the system, and eventually, points are going to be lost.
Yeah.
The thing I still find funny with all this though is that, like we talked about on this podcast before, as soon as we go to play like a team like Wolves away, it's always like, oh, 3 points there for the taking, no matter what state our squad is in.
Yeah.
But then Arsenal do it or something, and then it's like, it's a really tough game at Molineux. Really difficult to go away to Molineux. They run hard, they work hard, they're a really tough team to beat.
Yeah. 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 Which is where the Spursy thing kind of comes from and is perpetuated because it's not that like, well, it's actually a really hard place to go and play. They've got a really good midfield and, Spurs are lacking so many of their first team players. It's going to be really difficult. And then instead we get like easy 3 points. You're going to, they'll pick that up easy. And if we don't then, which is an imagined metric created by an idiot in front of like a CGI background with a big purple desk. This is my description of the Premier League, whatever the broadcasting thing is.
Yeah.
Then they failed when in fact that is a personal metric that one person... Like if I put on a metric on Spurs that I was like, I want... Spurs will really be a bunch of bad guys if they don't deliver ice cream to all the surrounding kids every day in a big ice cream truck. And then they don't do that. I'm like, do they hate children?
That would make them bad guys.
Yeah, wow, they're bad guys.
Just a team of bad guys then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And it really removes a lot of the objectivity to which I guess we understand, like, us as fans, we're not always going to be completely objective. But the reaction seems a little bit over the top.
I think with the Dier, like him copping it, he was always going to. But like, what should Ange have done instead? Played one of the young dudes, or done some like crazy, like played someone out of position? Because if that didn't work, or it was worse, then we get the wonderful joys of hindsight bias to be like, he should just play people in the positions that they play in.
Yeah, imagine if he like goes, all right, Bentancur, centre back. Bentancur, you're in centre back today.
Yeah, like what?
And like that's what some fans will be like, yeah, Bentancur centre back. He could play better than Dier. But then you're right. If he plays that, everyone's like, what's Ange doing?
Yeah,
you've got Dier sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, we know that he's not great, but he could at least do a job there. It's like you can't win. You can't win. If you had to pick one Spurs player to drive an ice cream truck and serve customers, which Spurs player would you pick? And what kind of ice creams would they serve?
Um, great question. I feel like my heart wants to say Romero.
Oh.
Yeah, because I think he'd be like, he could have this real kind of like, punk rock and roll type like ice cream truck. Like it
Oh.
seemed very, very aggressive.
It's got big horn.
Big horn on it, and he
Yeah.
just is there just smacking the horn all day long.
Just throws the ice cream at people.
Yeah.
There's no cones.
There's no cones, there's no money transferred either.
Yeah.
It's just him just causing
Throwing
havoc.
ice cream. Yeah, okay.
The equivalent of going around and egging houses, but he's
Yeah.
just doing it with ice cream.
Yeah.
Like there's a legal loophole where it's like, that's not illegal because it's giving ice cream to people.
Mm-hmm.
That, and I think he'd be like, I want to say something like wild cherry.
Wow. Yeah, that suits him.
Yeah.
For a flavour. Wild cherry.
Wild cherry.
Black cherry.
Black cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like still kind of nice, but a bit of an edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Who would you go?
Oliver Skipp. Oliver Skipp, 100%. Driving around. Wait, that's Harry Potter. He's got the Harry Potter. And he'd call it Skippy Sprinkles. He'd drive around and he'd serve soft serve vanilla ice cream with sprinkles on it. He'd go, here you go. That's my ice cream, Skippy Sprinkles. Then that would be it.
I love just so delicately handled as well.
Yeah.
'Cause he's such a nice boy.
Nice boy. And he's also got like, he looks, I don't know how old he is now. Early 20s? Mid 20s?
Yeah, mid 23, 24, I
He
think.
looks like 50.
Yeah.
Like, he's got that vibe, which I think an ice cream man needs. The vibe of like, how old are you?
Like he does have that bit of that Benjamin Button type thing. Like it's like, yeah, he could look very old, could look very young.
Yeah.
Is he dressed as like in Harry Potter gear as well? Has he made a Harry Potter themed ice cream truck?
No, I think it's just the music.
It's just the music. Okay.
Yeah. And it was because he used Siri on his phone to be was like, what's the ice cream? Dun, 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 dun. And then he was like, and then it came up and he was like, sure.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
I just love to imagine all the kids are just like, oh my God, Harry Potter, something's happening.
Yeah.
Like they see his ice cream truck and be so disappointed.
Welcome to Skippy Sprinkles. Yeah. He's got a mystique about him, I reckon. An ice cream man mystique. We're like, what's the deal here? Why? What are you doing, you vagabond?
This really sounds like we're part of like Skip's like PR team. And we're like, Skippy, you're not in the news for anything. Like, a bit of a dry sort of bland character. Like everyone thinks you're a nice guy, but there's no edge for us to market here.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get you some brand deals, but nothing's coming through.
Yeah. We need something that's, well, we thought about the bad boy stuff and we went, nah. There's already heaps of people doing the charity stuff. What about just weird? Like real weird.
Yeah, what if you just go full weird?
Yeah, like really just like people, and they can't quite understand why.
Yeah.
But they feel upset.
Yeah, and you'll be interviewed. Don't worry, you will be interviewed and you're not allowed to explain it.
Yeah, do not explain it. Great, cool. Another documentary for Spurs Play. Skippy Sprinkles, the creation of a monster.
This is the sort of thing that would like get him a move to like, I don't know, to the Bundesliga or something.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. And over there, they'd be like, what is weird about that?
Yeah, perfect.
This is my German accent. Everyone here in Bundesliga has ice cream truck.
Yeah, this is nothing normal.
Yeah.
We'll send you straight back to England.
Yeah, this boring. Sorry to anyone that listens from Germany. I don't know if there is anyone, but
there are a couple.
Are there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Munich.
Hello, Munich. Are you saying Harry Kane listens?
I would love it if Harry Kane listens. I'm hopefully listen, but I guess to merge on the topics a little bit here. Eric Dier apparently linked again to Bayern.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Eric Dier is probably the most likely to listen to Spurs podcasts in general, I think.
Yeah.
Out of all the Spurs squad. Would you say?
I think he's the most likely to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't know about Spurs podcasts.
Yeah.
I think he's the most likely to listen to our Spurs podcast.
Yeah. What sort of podcast do you think he listened to? Like you sort of, like geopolitical?
I think there'd be some geopolitical stuff in there. I think there'd be some like business mindset stuff in there.
Yeah. Actually, there'd be heaps of that. Like high performance type things. Bet he'd love Diary of a CEO.
Yeah, he'd love that. He'd also probably be into like some kind of tasteful true crime investigation.
Yeah.
Like Not My Favorite Murder. Like, yeah.
Also tasteful ones though, not.
No, nice tasteful ones that don't. The reason why I say that is, have you ever listened to My Favorite Murder?
I don't think so. I've listened to Red Handed. I don't know if that's
I don't know.
similar. Okay.
On My Favorite Murder, I was reading, there's this really great article sort of being like, this is the most perverted, fucked podcast, because they talk about this murder that happened. It was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was this little girl who was killed, and they spend the entire episode being like, and it seems a lot to me like it's probably the dad, and they like go on and they just like do a character assassination of this dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. This is like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was a random dude. It wasn't the dad at all.
Okay, so they've built it up like
So they can like pull a swerve and go,
Yeah.
actually, it was this random dude.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there is a man grieving the loss of his daughter out there who has a podcast making him out to be, it's like a child killer, a pedophile, like all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
for entertainment, so that then they can do a cool little swerve.
yeah. And then like, well, legally, hey, did you listen to the last 5 minutes of
Yeah,
the pod?
we actually did say it
Did
wasn't
say
you.
it wasn't you.
Okay, so Eric Dier wouldn't listen to that.
No.
No. Harry Kane would listen to
Harry
that.
Kane.
Whoa!
He'd be like, whoa, didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that coming at all.
I wonder if they do listen to, because you know like how they play music before games and training ground, they play music, all that sort of stuff. Does anyone just hijack it and just play some podcasts?
That'd be funny. Welcome back to Serial.
Yeah. Eric, stop,
Yeah.
please. This doesn't get me pumped up to go out and like kick some goals.
Yeah. Guys, it's actually really good. Listen to it. It's really good.
This is really good. Eric, come on, boys. We got to get out. We got to get out. Everyone's just captivated, sitting in the boot room.
Yeah. Just loving it. Loving every second. Can you imagine Harry Kane, like in the movie club? Obviously, he's trying to get Eric Dier over to the movie club.
Yep.
I wonder if he's tried Doherty or Dier, sort of that's who he really wants.
Yeah.
Or he's going to try Doherty next, maybe. How do you think Harry Kane would react to movies that have a twist? Because I would love to see it.
I feel like there'd be a lot of like, he would just be astonished that he just didn't see it coming. Like, he would just be completely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
And like, it would maybe keep him up a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, they'd catch him in like the communal kitchen at the, where, the hotel they're staying at. And he'd just be over the sink, just like still struggling to come to terms.
Yeah.
And it's like Bad Boys that they watched or something like that.
He's been sick.
Yeah.
I've got vertigo, boys. I've got vertigo.
It was like, Kate, it's a pretty obvious twist.
Yeah,
It was like coming,
it was
like,
really, it was right there.
yeah, like they were always going to get the bad guy.
Yeah.
I just thought he'd get away.
Yeah.
It just made it seem 3/4 in that he was getting away.
Oh, so you're thinking that not even movies with a twist, it's just regular movies that he's like, what? Spider-Man beat Dr. Ock?
Yeah. It's like, I thought Dr. Ock had him.
Yeah. He's
Up
got
against the wall.
like, metal octopus. Far out. Yeah, he saw. If he watched like Seven or something, he'd get a nosebleed. He'd
Yes.
go, fuck, what?
That would be a movie which would just destroy him completely.
Yeah. I remember thinking I would have been like 14 and I watched Shutter Island. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And I watched it and I was like, oh my God, that is the craziest twist I've ever seen. And then I was like, Mom, you got to watch this movie with me. And then she was like, all right, we'll watch it. Within the first 5 minutes of the film, she turns to me and goes, he's not really a detective. He's... And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, well, it's obvious.
Oh, yeah, I knew that too, Mum.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't be so sure if I was you.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
Yeah. You might think that, but let's just watch the rest of it. And then it's when the reveal does come, like, I need a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I feel like Kane would be like.
Yeah.
With that. Like, and I mean that in a very like respectful way to him. Like, you know,
how great would that be?
simple guy. It just, I don't think whenever he talks about media that he watches or consumes, it's never like, I really love a deep, yeah. It's like, I don't really have deep psychological thriller about anything like that. It's all things like, just very sort of like the simple.
The easily digestible. He's tired from running around, you know, and all the pressure that comes with making him sound like an absolute, like, invalid. Like, I'm so tired from running around, guys. Just need to watch something that will wash over me. I'm not saying that.
If he eventually got asked about it, he'd probably be like, no, don't you worry. I could watch, like, you know, any, like, complicated thing, but I choose to relax, and I just want something light and easy.
But maybe, like, that's part of the appeal of getting Dier, because Dier's the one that kind of drip feeds him these films that he wouldn't otherwise choose to watch.
Yeah.
And then he does really enjoy them. And so he needs his movie curator there, the manager of the archives.
Yeah.
The Kane archives, Eric Dier.
Yeah, that's why I need to over. Yeah. But then it's like, it's very careful, though. He's got to get the nice balance.
Exactly. Yeah, he can't go
push it
too far.
Maybe that's why Doherty was in the club as well, because it's like they bring... I don't know why Doherty instantly becomes a fool as well, but it's like they bring it down. If you had like 2 Diers in there, it's like they'd be like dissecting like Dead Poet Society and
watching like Terrence Malick's Knight of Cups. So what's the plot? There's not one. There's not one. I would love to see that actually.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, Harry's doing very well.
Is he?
Yeah, he scored like 18 or 20 goals or something. He's equaled the Golden Boot for last season in the Bundesliga already after 11 games.
What?
So he's probably going to break the record, which I think is something like 40 to 50 goals. And I'd say win the league and whatnot there.
Oh,
but
good.
Well, just a week or so ago, pre-Chelsea, I think people were saying, like, does Harry Kane regret leaving Spurs?
Oh.
Is that, like...
Yeah.
And it was based off, like, nothing. But it's like, he seems to be having a pretty good time.
Yeah. Yep.
At the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Seems to be loving it. I do notice, though, that on their, like, Bayern social account, they do... Like, when we've talked about Harry Kane being a fool... They'll be like, play a game of like, all right, Harry, name 5 stadiums here in Germany. And he'll be like, Allianz Arena, the Yellow Wall. And they're like, oh, Signal's doing a park. Like, yeah. Red Bull Stadium. And then that's it. And it's like, I love the idea that it's like, oh, we'll make him look a bit dumb.
Well, it seems like that was a thing, you know, when Bale was at Madrid and there's that video of him and they're all speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And he's like, I mean, he didn't really bother to learn it, but he is there, he's just got to the club and they make him look like an idiot. Yeah. And I was like, why are you doing that?
Maybe that was the turning point. Like, maybe he just got in there, he saw that and he was like, all right, I was going to learn Spanish.
Yeah, but actually, fuck this.
Yeah, I was going to stop playing golf as well.
Imagine maybe they do it and we don't even realize. But like, say, look, like Lamella comes over, barely speaks English, and we're like, hey, Eric, name 60 words in the dictionary. Yeah. 60 English words, go. They all have to be longer than 10 letters.
They must start with A.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, you can't do it? Okay.
So like, Jason, gonna pull you off into club interviews now. This is
well, it's not even my fault. Yeah. It's not my fault. It's those hand of God. I'll never forgive them.
Yeah, there's deep rooted vendettas that come out. There was something about Bale though.
Oh yeah, he was at the game, or he's sort of been around.
Yeah, he was at the Chelsea game, and he had a beautiful, glorious hug with Sandro. Who I like the idea now that Sandro isn't the sort of ex-player that returns every now and then. He's just there every week.
Hell yeah.
Like we spoke about him dancing after the game a couple weeks ago. But I love that he's just there all the time. Just laps it up. But Bale had some quotes, and I won't read the whole thing, but effectively, it was very, very positive about Spurs.
Mm.
And, he said things like, my whole career has been an incredible journey. And the best thing I ever did was move to Tottenham. And, it was effectively like, this is the best club I've ever been at. Everything's so special to me. And so just still, even in retirement, just giving those little jabs to Madrid where he won 4 Champions Leagues.
Yeah, yeah. Ha ha ha. We've got our trophy.
Yeah. So there we go.
Nice.
Bale is proper coys.
Proper coys, Bale. I saw here in the order you've got naughty Chelsea.
Yeah, apparently there's some fresh claims about Abramovich being a bit of a naughty boy.
What?
Yeah, I know. Who would have guessed it?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The Russian oligarch who's loyal to Putin?
I know, right?
I can't believe that for a second, Dan. What are they saying?
This is like Harry Kane at the end of movies.
Yeah. It's like when I watch movies with my dad and he'll be like, wait, who's that? And I'll be like, Harry Potter. Oh.
All right
then.
Mine's elsewhere, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just there's been secret payments that have breached football's strict financial fair play rules, which we know are not strict and do not get enforced.
Yeah.
But there are some leaked files, and it's effectively, I think, just more like offshore payments paying for Chelsea things.
Oh.
Over. And it's like it's broken up. There's like 2005, 2006, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 15, 17, 18, where they won 4 Premier League titles, 5 FA Cups, League Cups, Champions League, and Europa League.
Ooh.
So I feel like we're just going to go on till the end of time, where nothing's ever going to get punished by any of these clubs.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like, Man City breached for the breaching the rules for the 1,000th time.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing's ever going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. Like, it's when these things initially started coming out and breaking, it was like, oh my God, this is crazy. What's going to happen? Are they going to lose points? Are they going to get kicked out of the Champions League? Are they going to have... And now we know that absolutely nothing happens at all. So...
Totally. It's really like only when the footballing bodies get compromised, like with I was going to say the All-Star League.
All-Star League.
The Super League.
Yeah.
And how that was just such a big thing and it was dealt with in like a week. But then these sort of things where it's like, maybe it harms the Premier League brand overall, but probably not really. Like you probably don't have fewer people subscribing and watching games because Chelsea and City and Newcastle are spending too much money. But so I don't think they really care about the integrity of the league so much unless the clubs start going against them.
Yeah.
In some way.
Well, I think part of the, with the Super League, so much of that was fan driven as well because the fans were, really unhappy about those decisions and the clubs walked back on that. And there was this unity across clubs, whether with any of those clubs, say, even if all, you're not going to get all the fans uniting over the fact that they cheated and it's wrong. Because if you're targeting Chelsea, then fans of Newcastle and City are like,
yeah,
they're bad. Ooh. So I think there's if there was the same fan protest and outrage over this, I wonder what would happen.
Yeah, I think you're right. If the fans did pipe up, that would surely cause something.
Yeah.
Because then I guess the government stepped in with Super League and started talking about that. But it was really just because they're like, well, everyone's rioting in the streets.
Yeah.
We'll get some massive brownie points.
Yeah.
For the next election if we just roll this back now.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, in scenarios like this, they're like, Premier League, you better let Saudis buy Newcastle because politically we really need that assistance.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
Actually.
But yeah, fans riot. So let's all riot over Chelsea. Can we just not riot, I guess, but some marches? I want some big marches over Chelsea. It's not going to happen though.
Well, we could organise that. Me and you, Burke Street, march down Burke Street.
Take back Chelsea's Premier League titles.
You are taking up protesting time and space from actual issues and causes.
Yeah.
Well, this is important to us.
Yeah. 4 Premier League titles.
Can you believe that?
That's a lot. Including one around the time when we were good.
Yeah. We didn't win.
Yeah.
But we were good then.
Yeah. Nothing will happen.
What is manager game?
Oh, manager game. I want to play a manager game with you to just rate a couple of managers in the league, right? Because I feel like we kind of have a bit of an outlier with Ange.
Yep.
So I'll just read out some managers to you, and I just want your initial gut reaction, whether they're okay, weird, super weird, or maybe like Mikel Arteta is the end of the scale.
So I'm rating them on how weird they are.
On how weird they are.
Okay.
Right? This is where we've got to in our season. We're just got to take jabs at anyone that we can.
Yeah. This has been a very spiky punching out podcast and no discussion of the game.
We're just ignoring Spurs' existence right
Everyone else sucks.
now. Who can we take down?
Yeah.
All right, first manager, Mikel Arteta.
He's a freak. Yeah.
Very weird. Unai Emery.
Freak. But I love him.
But you love Emery.
Because of Good Evening.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Bit more charm to Emery.
Yeah.
And who we're playing next?
Well, yeah. We're playing Dracula's team. It's going to be sick.
Andoni Iraola, Bournemouth. I'm not really familiar.
I don't know.
Thomas Frank.
Freak. Actual freak. Pervert.
This is purely because of the leather jacket, right? Yeah, great. Roberto De Zerbi.
Oh, pretty weird. Pretty psycho. American Psycho.
Yeah. Well, we're going to reboot American Psycho.
Yeah.
Who do you got in mind for the role? What?
Well, we got
Jake Gyllenhaal, maybe.
Yeah, no. De Zerbi.
So who?
De Zerbi.
Just been sacked by Brighton. They started falling off from his wild stars. Vincent Kompany.
Seems all right. Yeah. Weird hat combo. Weird hat and jacket combo, but
seems all right, dude.
Yeah.
Pochettino. Filth. Absolute bathwater. Roy Hodgson.
Oh, he's a creep.
He is. He's getting more like, I know he's quite old now. I think he's well into his 80s.
Yeah.
Or so. Yeah. I love his interviews because he's just like, doesn't want to be doing that anymore. Sean Dyche.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, good,
love him.
Marco Silva.
Handsome.
Yeah, I love the handsome metric being introduced as well. Man, Marco Silva is so handsome that it's forced that to come into reckoning.
Wholesomely handsome. Like I'm not like, whoa, he's a handsome man and crazy. I'm just like,
yeah, I feel like we were linked with Marco Silva at some stage in the past. Jurgen Klopp.
Giant wooden teeth bastard. Idiot.
Yeah. Rob Edwards.
Who's that?
Luton.
Oh, yeah, good on him.
Yep. Pep Guardiola.
He is like when, say, like, it's a sci-fi movie and you think that the scary aliens are going to be the villains, but then you meet the head alien of all of them and he's entirely smooth.
Yeah.
Doesn't have all the creepy stuff the other aliens do, but then it turns out he's actually so much worse because he, like, sucks blood out of the back of people's skulls. That's how weird Pep Guardiola is.
I'm just picturing that as just like Pep Guardiola, but like completely hairless. No eyebrows.
Yeah. Completely hairless.
No nothing, no stubble.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Fair, great. Eric Ten Hag.
Oh. You think you've killed the alien in the first sci-fi movie. Turns out he's got a twin brother. Yeah. It's Ten Hag. And he's even weirder. He eats he just eats raw fish sandwiches. Not salmon though.
No, especially in space. Very weird.
Yeah, weird. Yeah.
I must have my fish sandwiches.
Yeah, I must have my fish sandwiches now. I'm hungry.
It is funny that with Ten Hag, like the whole thing about him is like the comments are always just like weird guy.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of other managers have like other flaws that people pick up on. But like Ten Hag, people just go, he's just really weird apparently.
I love that when he interviewed for us, we called, who was it, to be like, is he having an off day or is he just weird? And
did we do that? Did we
give
Oh, right.
Because remember there was all that stuff about him interviewing real weirdly. And
I heard that, yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, Levy, oh, just hire him." Turns out,
I love we did
real
background
weird.
check. And there was
Yeah.
just the background check. Instead of like other scenarios for like calling up for jobs, you might be like, "Oh, cool, this person said they had this experience. Can you verify that? Were they good worker? What were their traits, positive traits? What areas could they improve on? Those sort of things." And then with Eric Ten Hag, we're just calling his list of references on his CV and just being like, "Is he having an off day?
Yeah.
Is he normally this weird?
Did he bang his head recently? Or
They're all like, "Yeah, he's just weird."
oh, yeah, that's what he's always been like.
Anyhow.
Fine. I mean, I don't like him managing Newcastle, but fine.
I think he'll get sacked soon.
Yeah.
There's a few rumors floating around.
Oh.
Which is always going to happen. The Newcastle, we need to bring in Conte.
Yeah. Oh, God, that'll be funny if they do that.
Yeah. Steve Cooper. There's only a couple more left.
Who's Steve Cooper?
Nottingham Forest.
Oh, he's the one that's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
And he's the one who's like, Richarlison, keep you up. He's no need for it. Brings the game into disrepute. And they had a huge handball, and he's like, it's football.
Yeah. Big fan.
Ange Postecoglou.
Oh. My goodness me. He's Christ.
And last we have David Moyes and Gary O'Neill. West Ham and Wolves. Fairly inoffensive, right?
Yeah.
So what can we gather from this? Most of them, when you actually look at it, like, the top managers are quite odd.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're odd people. Yeah.
Which is a little bit strange. Like, I don't know if the top players are all quite odd.
Yeah.
Like, I there's no players that I think of where we know, like, oh, they're actually, they're a bit strange.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, they're into fashion, and that's sort of it. But the managers, it's like, maybe because they're speaking every week, so more comes out. But there are some who, like, have some very sort of just, like, strong and interesting personalities.
I wonder if it's part of the like theater of being a manager that they accentuate those things because it's part of being a personality and being a face of a club and being able to distract from things if you need to and all that kind of stuff. Or something just goes wrong when you start becoming a manager. Something just goes off.
Something goes a little bit off.
Yeah, your brain goes off.
Especially over time. Your brain starts, like, rotting away
and
things happen.
They're corrupted slowly by power.
Yeah. Even if they don't have much.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess they all want power, though.
They all seek power.
They all seek power. Yeah.
But
anyway, let's imagine the league. I really do feel that to try and bring something positive back to Ange, it's like we've got a good one. It'll be interesting to see how he kind of guides us through the next little passage of time. I think, though, I'm much happier now that we have someone like Ange and we don't have an unhinged manager who is, like, Conte would have already turned against the players after Chelsea and Wolves.
Yeah.
Jose probably would start, he would have turned as well, but would have started name dropping a couple.
Yeah, I don't reckon Jose would have turned yet because it's been Jose would be deflecting at the moment.
Oh yeah, fair, yeah.
Conte, yeah, he would have lost it.
Yeah, no one cares. No one's. This team's rubbish. This club's rubbish.
Should we do a question?
Yeah, let's do a question.
All right.
Because the rest of the thing is just like there's a lot of injuries now. Like everyone's getting more injured.
Yeah.
Udogie's apparently injured. His agent had a little bit of a complaint about the fact that we didn't let him go to join the national team, even though apparently he's got an injury that we don't want to be aggravated. So it's always great.
His agent is so annoying.
Yeah.
Remember when he was like his agent put out that maybe actually he didn't want to come to Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we'll find out who's this agent. And it'll be like it's one of like the big ones, like
yeah.
CAA, something, blah 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 blah.
What if it's Charlie Kane?
Imagine that. It's just like, what are your two clients? Like Harry Kane, Destiny Udogie?
Yeah, I've got a pretty sweet portfolio.
Yeah. It's like, how'd you get Udogie? I speak Italian.
Speak Italian, yeah. I learned it from my motorbike. When I sit on my motorbike, I hear a voice in my head. Couldn't understand it at first. Realized it was Italian.
Yeah.
Started doing Duolingo every day. Now I can have full mental conversations with my motorbike when I sit on it. It's sick.
Oh, so that's how you signed Udogie. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thinking about going into management.
Yeah. Charlie Kane is a manager.
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going? Like, okay, let's go to questions. Let's go to questions.
No, I want to stay. I want to stay on the fact that the motorbike in Charlie Kane's office, when you sit on it, it speaks Italian straight into your brain.
It's a beautiful tech invention.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Daniel, just imagine you're sitting on, and then you just hear, "Come stai?"
Oh, sto bene.
Mi chiamo Motobible. I don't know what motorbike is now.
So, I'm actually impressed with the little bit of Italian that you.
Thank you. Buongiorno, grazie.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe that's it all along. Like, Charlie Kane's like, everyone gives me shit about my bike, but they don't understand it's magical.
What's its magical power? Can it fly? No. It can speak telepathically with an Italian accent.
Yeah. Oh, other languages too? No.
No. Not English either.
Just Italian.
Yeah.
So it can't even clarify things if I miss it.
Yeah, really. So I had to learn. But you've got to rise to life's challenges. I'm Charlie Kane.
Question.
Yes.
So from Udogie's right peg on the Discord. I'm sure a lot of people noticed that Spurs official social media accounts were pushing pro-die messaging on the weekend before and during the game. New Spurs Play documentary suggestion. Behind the scenes with the social media team as they map out a comms plan to boost the reputation of players they know everyone is really sick of. Lots of blue sky and lob any ideas into the ideas pod, etc.
So it's like The Office. It's an office comedy sitcom. They're trying to pitch ideas to try and promote a player. Oh, this has got legs. This is quite good.
I think it's got legs.
I think it's quite good.
I would actually love to see like a behind the scenes of a PR team with that and give it a little comedic twist like you said.
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
I didn't notice the Dier stuff, but that's me. What?
No, I didn't see much of it either. But like, it probably was some stuff like Dier training.
I do think there has been an increase in Dier content, though. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I love the idea of pushing pro-Dier messaging, like propaganda about players. Like, Eric Dier can never die. Yeah. He's got infinite life and his hands are so big, he can crush a pumpkin with them.
We call him the great leader.
The great leader.
It's like all the Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il sort of references coming through. I would imagine that there has to be, like, I've never ever thought of this. That, like, the official media teams actually think like, okay, we've got a player who's been out for a while. Fan sentiment, which we measure, obviously. Online, we would see the amount of, like, tweets with Dier and an expletive afterwards.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, well, we better put out some, like, positive content, showing him looking very strong, very fast.
Yeah. Humanize him
a little bit, which I guess kind of does make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never thought about that either. But now I think about, this team of people after the production they put into that fucking Bale announcement video that I will never forget because it was so painfully put together and we didn't announce him for 3 days because they were busy being like, you're in the chair and you're watching your highlights.
We couldn't find a projector.
Yeah. It's just like, the fact they are there, they're going like, what is it about this player that we can, what can we tap into here to promote them? Or what if something happens in the external world, the world external to football, and we need to sort of do a bit of PR cleanup? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. What can we go with? What can we go with? What's individual to them that we can push out? Because Dier's put out, he was talking at a web summit.
Right.
He was up on stage, which I assume was for Spotless.
On Web Mountain.
Yeah. And it'd be that typical thing of like, should be focusing on his football, not Web Summit.
Far out.
Oh, I hate Web Summit.
Yeah. He shouldn't be going to the Web Mountain to do a Web Summit.
But he looks so happy on top of Web Mountain.
Yeah.
Because his contract's going to run out. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's an effort now that maybe he's just like spoken to PR at Spurs. They're like, just put make me look good in some training photos. I'm going to start pushing my own thing as a bit of a tech entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And then my next move, who knows what it'll be?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll retire early and just go into hard into tech.
Maybe you will.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on you, Eric.
Well done, Eric.
Well done, Eric. Yeah, I think that's a great idea for the Spurs play.
Yeah. We're never going to get it.
Yeah.
But please. Some club, I guess, has got to be that desperate for cash that they would accept an idea of like, we want to show the inner workings of the club, like completely unfiltered. Because all the ones we've had, like even, was it Welcome to Sunderland? No, Welcome to Sunderland? This is Sunderland?
Yeah.
Which is the Sunderland one?
This is Sunderland.
This is Sunderland.
Yeah.
That has like some behind the scenes type things where it showed like the new owners being kind of idiots. Like, I'm not going above £1 million on the offer. And then it's like comes up on screen. They bought him for £4 million.
Yeah. I love that Sunderland show. Yeah. Love it. I think it's
Sunderland till I die.
Sunderland till I die. Welcome to Sunderland till I die. Yeah, I think it's better than the Amazon ones. Way better.
Because the Amazons are way too filtered.
Yeah. They seem inhuman.
Yeah.
Even though you'd argue that maybe the Netflix that is more constructed and less fly on the wall, it's sometimes it feels more real and honest. Yeah. Probably because maybe Sunderland let them do more.
And maybe especially the owners there just had no media training or anything around that. So they're just like, all right, you're just going to film? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'll pay more. I really want the player. Okay, I'll pay more then. Like, what? Gold.
If you, like, you know how Netflix has like, dun dun, when you open it up?
Yeah.
What if Spurs Play had Spurs Play when you open it up? Spurs Play. What do you think?
I'd love it. I'd be more inclined to watch it and like just open the app, close the app, open, close. Who's voicing Spurs Play?
Me.
Oh, you? Sorry.
It's me. Spurs Play.
I would. Brought this actor in. He was pretty good. We've seen him on a bunch of different things. Yeah. Really good voice actor. Got a lot of range.
Yeah. I'm going to do... Well, we've got heaps of sounds we could use for sort of... We're thinking like something connected to the club that's, you know... Yeah, I got it. Don't worry.
Spurs Play.
Yeah. All right. It's lunch. Calling lunch.
Reminds me, I saw recently this clip of, I think it was Robin Williams from like 1980 or something doing a commercial. And the clip is just showing like, it takes the director like 13 minutes to get Robin Williams to just say one line for the commercial because he just goes off on tangents. And I now picture you with that scenario too. We're like, Barney, you just have to say Spurs Play. Just say Spurs Play. Just give a nice like gruff voice, something kind of that, something the fans can attach to. And then it's like 3 hours later, it's like, say it. It's 2 words.
Yeah.
Technically, it's even 1 word because we join it together.
Spupla. Spurs play. All right.
There we go.
That's it.
I think it's time.
I'm hot. I'm feeling hot.
Yeah, that's time. We usually get a lot more in International Week from players as well. Yeah. I wonder if there is maybe a bit of a directive to stay a little bit quieter because we've only had little dribs and drabs come out so far. Like Romero, I think, was just like, well, there's nothing in the Enzo thing where it happens in football. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if it's like things have to be really, really bad for then like the press to get these players on international duty and get these like juicy quotes. Whereas now it's like things aren't that bad. It's just been a bad week.
Yeah.
But things aren't great either. So players aren't going to come out and be like, hey,
yeah, look at all the fun things I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just feels like players have kind of kept to themselves a lot more.
Oh, you mean they're sticking to football?
Sticking to football.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Gary 36146 on Twitter would be loving it.
Yeah, so who knows? We got Villa Monday night.
Is it Monday night or Sunday?
Sunday night. Sorry, Sunday night.
Sunday morning. Yeah.
Sunday night for us. Sunday afternoon for there. To finish up, how are you feeling about the Villa game?
Bad.
Yeah,
bad. Terrible.
It's like, given that we are kind of going into this probably now with the expectation to lose, is there a relief in that?
No. I'm upset about it still.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to find like whatever positive.
Well, no, but I'm still looking forward to watching it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I guess, yeah, looking forward to watching it, given the fact that it's like we are right down to bare bones. Also, there were some rumors about Son being injured, which he has come out and denied. And said, I don't have a groin injury, people. I don't. But by the time it gets to the game, who knows?
Oh no.
That could be if he's gone as well, that is the whole spine of the team out.
Yeah.
And we look at it and we go like, our spine, apart from Vicario.
Beautiful.
But we look at it and we go like, the spine is so incredible.
Yeah, it's so strong.
So strong.
Well, you take a spine out of an animal, it can't do anything. It needs an exoskeleton. And we don't have one of those.
This is like, I would love to, please, this could be our analysis now. We need to get the exoskeleton just pumped up a little bit.
Yeah. I need to harden it. Like a lobster or a crab.
Yeah. We're not a lobster, we're not a crab right now.
No, we're not.
Just I was going to say a lamprey.
A lamprey?
They're like these eels that like have these little jaw teeth on them.
Oh, I've seen, they're revolting.
They're filthy.
Yeah.
The filthiness is where I gathered from, but I just felt like...
They're absolutely filthy. Them lampreys. Teeth. Suckers.
Suckers, that's what we are.
Dirty bastards.
Dirty. But I figured it's like, we've got a little bit of stuff going on in attack, maybe with Son, but then everything else is just kind of a little bit soft at the moment. Yeah. All right, that's it.
All right. See ya. I'm Barney.
I'm Dan.
And bye, and go Spurs.